This is DemonFM.
You are listening to the Rush Hour here on 107.5 DemonFM, and we are joined on the phone today by Stephen K. Amos. Hello.
Hi there, in the Rush Hour.
Oh, wow, that's great. That's an ident done already.
Too loud.
No, that's good. It's just Ian's headphones. How are you doing today?
Do you know, I'm doing very well, although I am very tired because my throat is playing up. I don't know if you can hear the huskiness in my voice. It's not me putting this on. It's not me trying to be sexy in the Rush Hour. It's just that I've been talking far too long on this very, very long tour.
Yeah, it is a very long tour. We've been looking at the tour dates, and obviously you're at Montfort Hall in Leicester on the 20th of January.
Yes.
We've been looking at your tour dates, and you've been going since what, November?
I've been going since October last year. And then we had a 2-week break over Christmas, which was well needed. And then started again about a week ago. And oh my days, we're going all over the country. And I'm quite looking forward to going to Leicester, because I haven't been to Leicester for a long time. I used to go and play the Jongleurs Comedy Club there.
All right.
Yes, this is like a bit of a homecoming for me.
Nice. No, yeah, because I'm about to say, your tour sort of ended on, what was it, the 10th of December. You had your 2-week break. And then I was looking on your tour dates. You've got January and extra shows.
Oh, yes. We've had to add in some extra shows because what happens is when you book a tour, other theatres see where the tours are and they go, oh, we'd like that show here as well. So from starting out with something like 60 dates, we've ended up with 75.
Wow.
And yes, and by the time we do Leicester, we've already have, I think, probably about 25 more to go, and that's it.
Yeah, about to say you end in London on the 27th at the Hammersmith Apollo. Is that a big one for you?
Is that a big one for me? Hey. Well, yes. I mean, nothing beats Hammersmith Apollo in terms of theatres. It's I think it's about nearly 4,000 seats, and doing it a couple of nights. And even though it's such a big venue, it's also quite intimate as well. And I'm used to the stage, having played there before for a couple of TV shows.
Yep.
Yeah, one being live at the Apollo. That's the first time I ever saw you, actually, Steve.
Really?
Because
I own a television.
I'm 20, so I'm quite restricted to what I was allowed back then.
Oh, baby! So be your dad, if you'd like.
If you were my dad, I would love it.
Yeah.
Oh well, we'll have a chat when I come to Leicester.
We will.
Excellent.
Well, it's the adoption papers and that. Live at the Apollo. How did that come about?
Well, basically, when you're doing your gigs all over the place, producers come and see you, and you never know who's in the audience. So it could be a producer for a TV show or a promoter for a tour. And basically, they went, "Oh, you want to come and do this gig?" And I went, "All right then." And thankfully, the Live Apollo series has done wonders for live stand-ups because stand-up in this country is absolutely thriving at the moment. And, all you've got to do is see all the big guys who are doing very big, successful tours. And, I'm just grateful that it works on TV now.
No, I'm not doing this to suck you, to suck on you or whatever. Suck up to you. Sorry, to suck up to you. Don't worry, it's pre-recorded. I can cut that bit out.
Are you going to keep that in?
Yeah.
Are you actually going to suck on me?
Oh.
Give me a lollipop. No. It's the first time I did see you live at the Apollo. I didn't laugh like that. I was on the floor, wet myself. The last time I did that, I think, was Boris Johnson when he did a rugby tackle on that German guy in that football match.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I went out on a par with Boris Johnson.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing or not?
I've also worked with, actually. I did an episode of Have I Got News For You where he was the host.
Right, yeah.
And the audience absolutely loved him. He was just playing up to that kind of buffoon, tough type character, and it just worked. It was great.
Yeah.
I do love Boris.
Now, you're talking about the kind of how stand-up is kind of in its boom at the moment around here. I guess we see that a lot at things like the Edinburgh Festival, which, of course, you've done quite a lot now, of course, performing every year since 2003, I read.
Well, yes, again, that's slightly incorrect. My first time at Edinburgh was 1998.
Right.
Actually, when you two were probably still wearing nappies. And
I was 9.
Weeing the bed.
I wouldn't have been in nappies at that age.
Well, you never know. Some people are very slow.
Right.
In 1998, I went up there and did a package show, and it was my first foray into the legend that is Edinburgh. The biggest arts festival in the world. There's something for everybody up there. If you've not been, you have to go. It's not that far. But you've got your own comedy festival in Leicester, haven't you?
We
Yes,
have,
we do.
yeah. And, of course, you're touring with Sean Walsh,
Yeah.
who I believe is going to be at the Leicester Comedy Festival. He's obviously, like I said, you're touring with him. How does he warm up the audience for you?
Well, he's great. Basically, it's always good to give an opportunity to an up-and-coming comic who is good, and I've seen him grow in confidence. I mean, basically, he won the Leicester Comedy Comedian of the Year last year.
He did.
And he was on the tour well before he won that, and he's been up for, the many other new act comedy. When you see him now doing the gigs, he doesn't look like a new act at all. He looks like a seasoned old pro, and we compliment each other and we laugh. We just enjoy each other's company.
Excellent.
And not in a weird way.
No. We've noticed, of course, though, also that while at the Fringe, you've done some dramatic work. You did One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest with Christian Slater, was it?
Yes, it was. I mean, how flash is that?
Yeah.
I got to work with a genuine Hollywood A-lister.
Yeah.
And I've got to say, when they offered me the role, I actually said no, I didn't want to do it. Because, again, it's another discipline, working alongside other people, relying on other people, learning somebody else's lines. But it was a great thing to do. We ended up being in the London's West End for about 8 months.
Now, working with the A-list Hollywood star, did you have to behave in front of him? Were they a bit of a diva?
He was a very good team player. It's always really weird when, you perceive someone to be a kind of diva or whatever, and so you change your behavior. But in fact, he was so down to earth, and we had, many, many nights out and many, many bouts of riotous, naughty behaviour that I couldn't possibly repeat.
Oh, of course not.
Sure.
Well, maybe if I see you and you're sitting on me, we'll have a private chat.
There you go.
You might have to pay me for that.
Is the dramatic work something you'd like to do more of, or do you think it was a kind of one-off thing for you?
If it comes along, yeah, it's always lovely, because I think lots of comics, would probably make very good actors. And for me, it'd be quite a challenge to do something which is so far from comedy. Maybe playing a big baddie or something, or an evil man, or a child catcher. I don't know, but yeah, if something comes along and it suits me, then yeah. I may even come up to Edinburgh next year and do a one-man play. That's what I'm talking about at the moment.
All right.
Yeah.
We know you've done a lot of documentary. I can't speak this morning. Sorry, Stephen.
I know you're probably just in awe.
Yes.
Yeah, I am.
That's what it is.
We know you've done a lot of documentaries. What is your best piece of work, or what is the piece of work that you're most proud of this morning? That you've done.
Right, most proud of. Obviously, I'm proud of my stand-up and the fact that I've got a DVD out. That, bearing in mind, I'm not a regular on any TV show. I haven't yet got my own TV show out, but to have a DVD that's already been released is a huge achievement. Very proud of that. Very proud of a documentary I did for Channel 4 called Batty, which went on to win a BAFTA nominated and won an RTS award, where I was tackling, various issues of sexuality.
Yeah.
There's a whole, and there's a lot more to come. This old dog won't be beaten down yet. The more going out on this tour, I'm very proud of this tour. We're doing massive venues, and people are coming out, in January. We're looking at January, where it's traditionally a very quiet, a sober month, because people have just had Christmas and New Year and there's sales, no money. Yet people are coming out in force and enjoying themselves. So I'm very humbled by that.
And that's why it's called the Feel Good Factor, I take it.
Absolutely.
Now, you were saying then about that BAFTA nomination for you. We also read that you won a Time Out Award in 2004.
Yeah.
And they actually, I found a little quote from them here, said that you radiate charm and exude joy, a truly uplifting performer.
Oh, well, I'll take the good criticism and the bad ones. Basically, when my whole thing is, if the audience come and they laugh, that tells me how good or how bad I've done that night.
Yeah.
And so far, touch wood, it's all going in the right direction.
Yeah. So the awards are kind of just and nominations are kind of just a nice perk when they come along.
It's a lovely little perk. You can't get obsessed or bogged down by thinking about awards, whether. Plus, also, how can you say somebody's comedy is better than somebody else's? Yeah. Somebody may be Flavour of the Month for a couple of years. Somebody else may be Flavour of the Month for a couple of years. But what it does, it just keeps comedy up there. Yeah. And as long as somebody's doing that, it can only be good for all of us.
Saying that, we know yourself, Rod Gilbert has come up in the last couple of years being quite big in 2009, along with Michael McIntyre and that. Who would you say that was going to be big in 2010 by yourself, of course?
Oh my good, by myself. I put some money on Rod Gilbert.
Still being up there.
Yeah, because he's got a whole great persona with his act. He's also from Wales, and we haven't had a big comic from Wales for a couple of years now. So there's room for him. Obviously, McIntyre has cracked it big time. And, let's think about it logically. You need another black comic.
Yes.
And I'm there.
Yeah. Now, a lot of your acts involve a lot of sort of conversation with the audience every now and then, doesn't it? But
I like to keep the audience included, yes.
Yes. Do you find you get the odd heckle?
I think you always get the odd heckle, if you talk to the audience or not.
Yeah.
There are some people who believe that heckling is part of the show. There are people who who turn up to the show a bit drunk. That's the nature of the beast. Once you've done comedy on the live circuit and you've done little rooms above pubs and dingy basements, you learn to expect anything.
So what's the best heckle you ever had? How did you come back to that?
There's absolutely no way I'm going to tell you on radio what the best heckle is.
Okay.
Someone will listen to it and use it at a gig, thinking that's really funny.
Now, is it true, though, that all of the comedians kind of share their put-downs for heckles, so you are all armed next time you come across one?
Most comedians are armed with their own heckle put-downs, although traditionally there are a few heckle put-downs that kind of they've just been going around for so long that nobody knows who they belong to.
Yeah.
But it's a comedian who's worth his salt that doesn't use those ones, but uses his own. And you can always tell when it's a comic's own heckle put down because it's still in their style, it's still in their, But sometimes you may come to a point where the audience is so rowdy that you just have to do anything.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I haven't had that for a long time yet now. But I've got my own little armour. But I must stress though that when you come to a comedy show, don't think heckling is part of the show.
No.
Because the comic, I guarantee, has stuff he's going to talk about, and if you weren't there, Mr. Heckler, the show would still happen.
Yes.
So obviously, I take it you got your own, so we're not going to ask you what it is, just in case obviously Leicester Comedy Festival is up soon, so we're not going to ask because many comedians are probably listening right now. So we're not going to ask you for what
I'm absolutely not going to tell you what my put-downs are. Obviously not. You'll have to come to the gig. Are you guys coming to the gig?
It's actually my 21st birthday.
Oh, is it?
Yes, on Thursday, the 28th of January. So if anybody wants to give me free tickets to the show or give me another birthday present, then of course you can send that in.
Have you not got tickets to the show?
Not currently,
we haven't yet, no.
Oh, well, okay then. Do you know Adnan, right?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
All right, if you speak to Adnan, I'll get you, both of you, 2 tickets each, so you can bring a friend or a loved one and come to the gig. And as it's your birthday, the one thing you have to do is come backstage and say hello or have a drink afterwards.
Yep,
definitely,
absolutely.
And sit on me.
Okay.
Not both at the same time, one at a time.
No,
you got 2 knees. We're fairly big lads though, so you might struggle.
Oh dear, I wasn't banking on that. So that's my gift to you guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And our gift to you will be not to heckle.
Oh well, you can try, but I guarantee I will annihilate you.
Oh,
that sounds like a challenge.
It is a challenge, As I said, I'm not. You're the guy on stage with a microphone. I would never ever heckle a comic.
No.
I just think the guy's been doing this for so long. He's got the microphone. He's on stage. I'm only going to sound like a bit of a knobhead. But I have to actually, I can tell you the best heckle I've ever heard.
Go on.
I was at a gig and the comic wasn't going down very well at all. And in the audience was a newborn baby, and he was making sort of gargling noises like that. And the comic just went, and for goodness sake, who brings a baby to a comedy show? And somebody else in the audience shouted out, maybe she's trying to get it to sleep.
Oh.
Now that's a good heckle.
That is a good heckle. Well, Stephen, thanks for your time. It's been excellent to speak to you.
Thank you very much.
And we'll see you after the show on Thursday, the 28th of January at Montfort Hall. So if you haven't got a ticket, go onto the Montfort Hall website and go and buy a ticket there now.
Get one now, otherwise it'll be another year before I get up to Leicester.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
So get them while you can.
Falling in love with us? Carry on checking us out at DemonFM.co.uk.